Let's show you the Section 1 standings for the Warwick Warriors as they're having another fantastic season here on the diamond. Warwick and Hempfield actually tied atop the Section 1 standings at 10-2, so they pretty much control their own destiny here as to who's going to get into the league playoffs, who's going to be the section champ. Man, Township has an outside shot at it, but right now it looks like Warwick and Hempfield are the front runners. Let's have our conversation with the guys as Eric and Tim rejoin us for the program. Warwick just beating Hempfield the other day, which is a huge step up for them in this section chase. Eric, you've gotten to do some games here. What are your thoughts on kind of another great season here for Warwick softball?
Yeah, and that was a huge win because that gave Warwick now the season series against Hempfield. They won the first one. Hempfield won the second one in a walk-off. So for Warwick to come back and win that pivotal third matchup of the season was huge. And now you look at the rest of the season, for Warwick, and they've got Penn Manor, McCaskey, Cedar Crest, and E-Town. All very winnable ball games as far as the Warriors are concerned. So their job right now is just stay focused, one game at a time. I know it sounds so cliche, but if they can do that, that's going to help themselves, come next week once we put a bow on the regular season, because Hempfield still has to play Manheim Township and Penn Manor. So these are teams that, again, that are trying to make some noise as far as league and district playoffs. So a lot for them to play for. So it's going to become crunch time, but no doubt the Lady Warriors are in the driver's seat if they can just stay focused and take care of business.
Yeah, they've had a very exciting season. Good pitching from Kate Shack. A lot of good hitting up and down the lineup for Warwick. They play J.P. McCaskey today. They will get Penn Manor on Friday, Cedar Crest on Monday. I'd have to imagine that Warwick, if they win out, they're going to definitely at least share the section title. Certainly would love to own it on its own. Tim, not on the softball beat this year. I'm sorry about that. I'm sure that's a little bit of a hole in one of the favorite things you like to do for us. But give us your thoughts on Warwick.
They just keep winning on and on. This is what the second year that they've had a brand new coach, Markov, longtime coach, build a program there. This guy comes in and just continues it. The one thing that's impressive, Warwick is doing it with a lot of good defense, not giving up a lot of runs. When Eric was talking about the schedule, I was just sort of looking at it. It looks like the Penn Manor Comets really are the ones that play Hempfield and they play Warwick each. And when you look at the games, Penn Manor has played Hempfield very, very tight. The first time they only lost by a couple of runs. So it'll be interesting to see if Penn Manor can be the spoiler here. Manheim Township, of course, always plays the Black Knights tough. But Warwick has always done it with just, timely hitting. You don't have a lot of, sometimes they've got players that have a lot of power. It seems like this year they just got gals that can just hit very good, timely hitting. And the one thing that we've always talked about is that baseball is a very contagious sport. When you've got players on base, when you're winning, you keep winning. It's just something you gain more confidence. And it's crazy that this team has won 9 of 11. I guess the last time they lost was a 2-0 loss to Central Dauphin, who I think is the number 3 or number 2 team in District 3. So this is a team that is very hot, and look for them. At least they should, as Eric said, win out and finish at least a tie for the Section 1 title.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that, and maybe there's a potential next week if Warwick softball is hosting a playoff game that maybe it pops up on the channel. We'll have to keep everybody informed on that decision when all of the different chess pieces are done moving around. There's so much up in the air right now, Eric, that you just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and the thing is, league playoffs, I think, are just incredible, especially when you're talking about baseball and softball. But softball alone, just take a look at this. I'm just talking the section leaders. Warwick 11-2, Solanco 13-2, Donegal 16-1, Anvil Cleona 14-2. I mean, you're talking about some tremendous teams. Now you're going to put them in a playoff format. I tell you what, there's nothing better, and this is no disrespect to the other teams that are in second place because they're right behind them as far as records are concerned. So I think the league playoffs this year in baseball and softball are a must see if you're a sports fan of those respective sports.
I agree, and that's why I think we're kind of hoping that some of it ends up on Blue Ridge 11. So yeah, we're excited for that. Can't kill us for that. We certainly love bringing you as much high school as we can. Yeah, Tim.
Yeah, just a quick comment. Saw on the paper how good Donegal is, Eric. You had mentioned they're 11-1, but Bella Mackinson, 628 is her average, 6 home runs, and they're led by a freshman pitcher in the circle, 14-1 ERA of 1.85. My gosh, a freshman pitching that well. Donegal always seems to have good softball, teams over there. But Eric, you stole my thunder. My gosh. Out of the section leaders, they have 5 losses combined. That's crazy.